Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya Avirabir Maidhi Rudra Yatte Dakshinang Mukham Te Namang Pahi Nityam Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. O Lord, lead us from the unreal to the real. Lead us from darkness to light. Lead us from death to immortality. And evermore shine in our hearts with your resplendent face. Om, peace, peace, peace be unto us all. So we will be reading now this nectar of supreme knowledge, which is Yoga Vasishta. We are continuing for years, maybe last year or more. How many days we do not know, but we are on the almost towards the end of it. And this, close this door. This door is visible here. Only just pull it up, pull it. That's, yeah, that's all, that's all. So we are in a chapter which is called the ultimate state of experience. Will you call it is there, or will you call it is not there, a state? Because it is, if you define, then it becomes limited. And you cannot also say that it does not exist. So it is a state between existence and non-existence. Or you can say it is beyond existence and non-existence. So what is the ultimate truth? If someone tells us to describe, it will be a state of empty. What is empty? Empty of this visible universe. And it may be called non-empty. No, it is non-empty. Something, some experience is there. How can we say empty? Empty means void. Empty means nothing is there. But here, it is that state we are talking about, is a state beyond emptiness and non-emptiness. And how to reach that point, we have read the other day, very important lesson. They said that if you can focus your mind in between one wave and the other wave, one wave rising, one knowledge, another knowledge coming, then there is a point when there is no ripple, no wave. If you can touch that point and concentrate on that point, then you have touched the ground of your reality, which is the basis of our foundational thing of our life, Satchidananda. So, last verse we finished last time, it was verse number 9. It says that Prashanta Sarva Sankalpa Ya Shila Badavastiti Jagrat Nidradi Binirmukta Sasa Rupasthiti Para. That is called sthiti, stay. Stay in your swarupa, in your divine self. And this is prashanta, where all your sankalpa means desire, all your ripples or your expectation, the mind, bubbling of the mind has been prashanta, means perfectly peaceful. There is no bubbling of the mind, no ripple of the mind, no craving of the mind, no desire in the mind. And that is a state when mind, how the mind remains there then? Mind remains like that of, it is as if like a stone, piece of stone. That means it has no movement. It is the stable situation, unchanging situation. If that comes, which is Jagrot Adi Binirmukta, which is not the waking state as we are now, which is not the dream state as you are, which is not that state when you go to deep sleep, is not that. Beyond these three states. Meaning, it is It cannot be defined. This experience is inexpressible. It is beyond waking experience, beyond dream experience, beyond sleep experience. But it is a state where you stay perfectly peaceful, prashanta. Prashanta, Pacific Ocean is called prashanta. Prashanta Mahasagar. Ocean is called sagar. Prashanta means Pacific. When the mind is pacified like a piece of block of stone, there is no ripple. Our mind every second, it is rippled thousands times, million times. How many things in split second mind brings up in. So this is a state, and that is your, if you can reach that point, then you know that you have established yourself in your Swarupa, in your own divine glory, in your own divine self-knowledge. So the translation says that to remain like a piece of stone, not stone exactly. We don't want to be a stone. Do you want to be a stone? No. But it is giving the idea why stone? Because stone has less deformation, changes. Someone hits it, it does not change. And with our mind, just you look someone at a frowning face, and your mind gets, why? You look at me like that way? And you will make a smile. And you say, oh, he smiled at me. So our mind is so fickle, it is susceptible to any reaction. And that's why it is ripple, ripple, ripple. Endless ripple. Endless, limitless bubbling of the mind. But that is a state when there is no bubbling. It is a perfect, peaceful state, unchanging, absolute state. That can be achieved. And you have to understand that cannot be achieved when you are in the waking state. You cannot see this because your always mind is ripple. I look at you, wherever I look, this images is coming in my mind, bubble, 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 ripple, 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 ripple. It's the waking state, it is not possible. Is it possible in your dream state? No. Dream state also, their dream sceneries are coming. You see one thing, another thing, you run and you eat somewhere, you talk to somebody, you fight with somebody, you show your affection to somebody. All these things, mind is ripple, ripple, ripple. You cannot attain that in the dream state. Then in the sleep state, no, there also, because there is a deep, dark ignorance. And you see that you do not know even what is there. You are there, you do not know. The what is there, you do not know. That's why we sukhang suswapa. I slept happily, but I do not know what? Anything else. So this is called dark ignorance. But realization is not dark ignorance. There you live in your divine consciousness, effulgence, and full of bliss. As we are reading in the Bhakti Sutra, it is joy, unending joy. Amrit, it is nectar. It is bliss and bliss absolute. And after attaining that, you don't crave to see anything in the world. There is no charm in anything, because you have reached the culmination of this all, which is absolute bliss. So there is no craving, mind gets perfectly settled there. So this is the state called state of emptiness and non-emptiness. So we are talking that. Now, today we are going to the verse number 10. It will again and again talk about the same thing because our brain does not accept these ideas so easily. 10th verse on page 315 of Nectar of Supreme Knowledge. Jadatang varjayitvaikang jadatang varjayitvaikang shilaya hridayang chajat shilaya hridayang chajat amanaskang mahabahu amanaskang mahabahu tanmayo bhava sarvada tanmayo bhava sarvada. O Mahabahu, strong-armed person, Who is talking? He is talking to Ramachandra. O Rama, you are so mighty, powerful, strong-armed. So, ekang jaratang varjaitya, O Mahabaho, O strong-armed one, varjaitya means throwing away, giving away. Giving away ekam only, jaratam, your inertness, your clingingness, inertness. Jat. Silaya, from the stone, remain amanaskam without mind, meaning without mental activities. Cha. Hridayam in the mind as the seat of mental modification. Sarvada bhava tadmayam. Think in your heart always that truth and be absorbed in that truth in your heart always. O mighty armed Rama, stay like a rock, unmoving. Don't your mind flicker. Stop the flickering of your mind. Stay like a rock, but not like the inertness of the rock. Scripture is not saying you become a rock, you become a stone, you become a stump of tree. No. But stay like that, unchanging aspect of the rock, unchanging aspect of the object like stump of tree. And with a mind, what is the mind? Your mind should be how? Mind will be free from any mental activities. Can you think of that? Your mind is there, mind does not do any action. It is impossible for us ordinary people to think about. In split second, close your eyes, oh my God, mind moves. How fast? You cannot catch even, it is faster than the light, movement of the light per sec. How much goes? 186,000 miles the light moves. Mind can move faster than, you can go back to sun and come back 10 times within a split second. So can you make this mind stop nonsense? Hey, stop. Totally stop. If you can do that, then be absorbed. And stopping means you cannot live in vacant. You cannot live in void. Shunyavad is a false, what is Buddhism is misunderstood this way. They are talking about Shunya. They are not talking about Shunya. Shunya of what? Shunya means void. Void of all mentation, of mental waves. This mental wave is world. And Buddha is saying it is dukkham, dukkham, dukkham. Any mental wave comes, it is dukkha. Anything comes in your mind, it creates little pleasure, little pain. This pleasure and pain, which is bring, is all the time creating trouble in our life, and we are really suffering for that, life after life, life after life. And this is also giving clingingness, holding on to my pet ideas, pet people, pet thoughts, pet ideas, and pet circumstances. I want to be here, I don't want to go there, I like this, I dislike. All mind is creating that attachment. So let there be mind, but no mental activity. How can you do that? We try in our old everyday's meditation, what we are struggling, we are trying to think. How? Instead of mind going to millions of thoughts, we are saying, hey, come back. Think of one form. Don't think of other form. No. Okay, first come. You may say, why are you doing this? It is stepping stone. We want to make the mind totally calm. It will not have any form at all. But how to do that? If a child is running in 20-30 direction, you say, hey, don't do that, come this direction. At least tell him not to divulge his energy in 20-30 direction, at least one direction. And then you can say, hey, you have traveled enough, stop now. So the training of the mind is our meditation, what we do in the yoga way. We do meditation in yoga way, but we can do also in Vedantic way, that there your mind will be only thinking of the absolute. meaning your mind, you are making your mind calm and serene, not ripple. The thought is that mind should be not having any ripple. It should be calm like stone, but not inert like stone. These 2 points are very important. We want to make our mind calm, so calm, unruffled by anything. That's why Gita says, Dukkheshu anudvigna mana, Shukeshu vigata spriha, Vito rago maya krodha sthitodhi muniruchyate. In the 2nd chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Sukha and Dukkha, happiness and misery. How we feel Sukha and Dukkha? Because the mind, its waves and ripples create our likingness and dislikingness. Samekritva, if you think happiness is also same for me, and suffering is also same. It is nothing. I am unaffected. I am infinite ocean of love. I am infinite ocean of consciousness. Samekritva, labho alabho. I gained this today. Oh, I was happy. I expected this, I got it. Labho, gain. Oh, I got it, it is gone from my. And a loss. And we cry. Labha labhu, jaya, victory. I was very successful today. I got my victory. And parajaya, opposite. Jaya, ajaya. Ajaya means then a time comes when you fail there. Jaya, ajayo. So when sukhe dukkhe samekrita, if one can make the mind sama, equal, in sukha, in happiness, in dukkha, in jaya, in ajaya, in labha, gain and loss, jaya, ajayo, and then you remain as a man of perfection. So this is the same thing is being here said, that prashanta sarva sankalpa jaratang varjaitva ekang silaya hridayang jajat. You give up jarata. Jaratang varjaitva. There is, mind becomes like a piece of stone, like a stone, but not the jara. Jaratang varjaitva, throwing away. Think that there is no inertness in the stone. Stone is inert, no? But think that there is a shape like that, which you cannot disturb anyway, but it is not inert. That bring your mind in that state. And if you can hridayam in your heart, so what is that truth? You can tanmaya, get absorbed into that. You become like that. That will be your practice. Practice that every day. Let my mind, there will be no ripple. It will be like a stone, but not inertness in it. It is only consciousness, it is only blissfulness, unruffled. There is no mental waves and ripples to disturb that peace and perfection. That is the state called Brahmisthiti, the state of staying in Brahman consciousness. Or we can say that it is the state of emptiness and non-emptiness. That is the Shunya, because there is no ripple. You know, sometimes you go to talk to a person and he says, oh, he looked blank. That means his mind is not catching, is it not? Someone gets little, say, brain stroke or something. Suddenly you will find that his eyes are still. That means what? He is not capable of thinking then. The mind has stopped his functioning because of some physical thing. Mind is not coming into picture. But in Samadhi what will happen? Samadhi will happen also same thing. Sri Ramakrishna in Samadhi, and the doctor came and poked his finger in the eyes. It becomes still like a dead body. Dead body does not blink and does not rotate the eyeball. But was he dead? He is full of bliss inside. That's called the Samadhi. Full of joy and bliss. Externally it is dead, like a jara. But there is no jaratta, there is no inertness in it. So it says, O mighty armed Rama, stay like a rock, but without its inertness. But with a mind which is free from any mental activity. Mind will not have any activity, jumping, thinking, going, this, that. Stop that. And what mind will do? Will be absorbed in your very being. The whole spiritual life in this verse has been given. Entire spiritual life, whole goal of spiritual life, what to practice has been given in one verse. You need not have to read the whole book. Take one verse and follow what Vasishtha teaches. But who takes? We just listen, it goes here and it goes out there. Bas. Our effort goes away. But no, it is a serious thing, how I can make my mind ripple free, and it will be perfectly peaceful inside, and directing it to the inner bliss and joy. Because getting that joy, it will not make any ripple. Ramakrishna said, when the bee sits on a flower, before that it flutters. But when it starts sitting, then also fluttering little bit. But when the tongue goes into the flower itself, gradually outside stops. And then what happens? When it's sucking the honey, fluttering, there is no fluttering. That is the condition of our mind. Our wings flutter. How many times this hummingbird flutters? Every second? Could you count? Brrr. How much energy is there in the little tiny this hummingbird, no? And see how... So our mind is much disturbed than that. And to control, that's why Arjuna said, you are talking about controlling the mind. It is very difficult, sir. I cannot do that. Huh? It is. I am power, mighty power, I am Arjuna. I can put all the air of the earth and put it in a jar. I have that power I can do. But you tell me to control the mind? It is not possible. But this is the instruction given. Tanmayo bhavo sarvada. This Vedantic meditation, try to be tanmaya in that state, unruffling of the mind. There will be calmness and serenity. It will be like, mind will be like a block of stone without any ripple. But at the same time, minus its inertness. Think of that. It's a beautiful way of meditation. Think of your divine self in this way and absorb yourself in your own self. It's all withdrawing from outside. Our coronavirus is doing that. There at least we are jumping out in the world so much. You see, even the busiest man is now cornered in the room. You cannot get out. Boom. You stay in the room. Only for shopping. That also don't go. Order to Amazon or to somebody. They supply on your door. Only come out of the inside. Don't go out. So our mind is going out, 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 out. It is training. Hey, come here. It's a one way we can think what is a good indication. Those who can catch this indication, they are benefited. So note says there remains only one reality when the inert part of the stone is rejected. There remains only one. It is to be understood that here the example of the stone, free from all activities, has been provided for the purpose of renunciation of all types of mental modification. What we have to do? Vedanta student will say, hey, any thought comes, hey, get out, I don't want you. Anything comes, hey, get out, not this, not this, not this, get out, get out, get out, get out. That's the Vedanta student does. Neti, 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 hovasha. So, And this is called renunciation, this is called detachment, this is called giving away. That is to be done. All types of money. The reality is the same everywhere. Here, one is instructed to become one-pointedly devoted to the reality alone and focus. That is me, unruffled me, full of joy and bliss. Focus there. And any thought comes, get out, renounce. I don't care. Have the courage to say. That's called spirituality. We most of the time what we do, we are meditating, one thought comes, and I go into that thought and dwell on that thought and go on, ruminate. Half an hour passed. Hey, what did you do? I meditated. What you meditated? You meditated your petty thought, whatever come, minus God, that's your job. So this is the way, but to stop at the point, get out. I don't care. I don't want it. But I want what? I want to be absorbed in myself, which is unchanging. That is the positive side. Negative, positive. Two should be practiced together. Here, one is instructed to become one-pointedly devoted to the reality alone, due only to the limiting adjuncts. The reality is imagined as different. For example, and they are giving some example. Is it the very best spiritual practice at the bottom of page 316? The very best spiritual practice is to be free from all types of imaginations and remain absorbed only in that one eternal, omnipresent reality. The discussion about that very spiritual practice again has been especially initiated here again. Now the 11th verse. Now if you have any question, I will end maybe 5-10 minutes before. So I will another 10-20 minutes maybe I will go for the verses as much as we can. But if you have any question, get ready, but put questions in this line. That will help me. Otherwise, if now someone puts some other question which is totally unrelated, it can be answered, but better to be fixed in our ideas what we are thinking now. So we are now going to the next verse, verse number 11 on page 317, 317. Satyananda Chidakasha, Satyananda Chidakasha, Swarupaha Parameshwaraha, Swarupaha Parameshwaraha, Mridbhajo Nishumridiva, Mridbhajane Shumrit Iva, Sarvatra Tat Prithak Sthiti, Sarvatrasti Prithak Sthiti, Sarvatra Osti Prithak Sthiti. Sarvatra Aprithak Sthiti Osti. Okay, anyhow. The Satyananda Chidakasha Sarupa Parameshwara. Simple statement. What is called Parameshwara? What is the Supreme Self? This is the Self. As I know, all you say, I. This is myself. But this is not myself. What it says? My Sattva Ananda Chit Akasha Sarupa Parameshwara. What is my self? Sattva. Sattva means which is there. Sattva means is. Asti. Three definition. Brahman is Sat Chit Ananda. Sat means existence. So Sattva here means what is there. Sat, Satya. Ananda, all you know, Ananda is the bliss. And the third one is Chit, Chaitanya, consciousness. So Sat, Ananda, Chit, we call Satchidananda, they are saying the same thing, putting the first and the second like that. This Akasha Swarupa, my nature, is like infinite space. Akasha is the space. Swarupa, like that. Essential nature of space. Why space? Because it is so close to our Vedantic understanding about ourselves. Akasha is everywhere. Where is not Akasha? Today's astronomy have found out so many billions and zillions of stars, but there are zillions, maybe more. Where are they in the space? Space is holding all the stars, galaxies, planets, Milky Way, everything, no? But it is not getting affected. It remains unaffected. Here, fire, like burning sun like that, that much heated thing is in the space. But space does not get heated. Everything is there, but it is unaffected. So it is vast like that, unattached like that. That is our nature. And that nature is, it is space. This space is matter. It falls in the material aspect. 5 matter. What are the 5 matters? Space, earth, air, fire, water, and space. So these are 5. These are maybe in the material world. But it is the finest. Space is the finest. That's why they gave the example of the space. Our nature is much finer, finer than the finest, subtler than the subtlest. That is our nature. And what is that? It is called, that is my nature, that is the Parameshwara, the Supreme Self. Of what is that? It is of the nature of Sat, existence, Ananda, blissfulness, and consciousness. And it is like infinite space, that is my nature. The Supreme Self of the nature of existence, consciousness, bliss, widespread like space, exists inseparably. It remains, as it were, the space is here, as if it is inseparable. You cannot separate to space from this table. Can you bring out this space? Okay, come, space here, and the table remain here. You cannot bring out this space from anything else. Rather, the thing you can move, but that thing moves in the space itself. But you cannot take out the space out of this table, or the chair, or the room, or a space. You cannot do anything. Atman, you cannot do anything. It is there. Everything can come in the space, go in the space. So everything can be created in the Atman, and then it can be dissolved. But Atman does not get any change. So it says that it is exists inseparably and in all the objects. How? Given an example, mrid bhajaneshu mridiva sarvatra asti. Sarvatra asti, everywhere it is. Like example, mrid bhajaneshu mridiva. Any material made of clay potteries, clay plate. In early days, and in the history of human race, people used to use these clay pots. They are baked clay pots. So, but it's made of a glass that is made of clay, maybe a plate made of plate, bowl, jar to keep water in India. Even now people keep water in the earthen jars so that it becomes cool, like air condition, no? In hot countries. So these, as different types of designal things are there, but the clay remaining the one. You cannot take out, I said, let the pot be there and take out the clay. You cannot take out the clay. If you take out the clay, it is no more pot. So he says that in all objects, as clay remains inseparable in pots made of clay. As space cannot be taken out from this table, as earth or clay cannot be taken out from the plate, or gold cannot be taken out with gold ornaments. Give another example. There may be several types of ornaments. I say, okay, take out the gold out of the ornament. The ornament will not remain ornament. Nothing remains as I see it if that Satchidananda is taken out. So this is the idea, it cannot be done. So that's a very good idea to think, that we are to Akasa Sarupo, Parameshwar. That Supreme Self remains in everywhere. It is like Satchidananda. It is of the nature of the space, as it were. It remains everywhere. You cannot separate out. Rather, other things can collapse, but space will remain. If one galaxy goes into the black hole, let it go. Where the space will go? It will happen in the space only. A galaxy is not a matter of joke. What an amount of stars and how much. But let it be there, let it go out. The space is in its own joy and charm and perfectly calm. It remains, it does not have any movement. Like Ramakrishna said the example, the ocean does not get reactionary when millions of water you pour into the ocean. No. You cannot create any change in the ocean by pouring 1 million gallon of water. 1 million gallon is for us, big thing. But what for the ocean? This is a gross example. So in the infinite space, there is no change. Change comes in the finite. So, to think that Parameshwara, that Supreme Self, is like that of Sat Chit Ananda Akasa Sarupa, like a space. It is like the clay in the clay pots, or in the gold ornaments. It is there. It is there at the same time. It is here, but it is untouched. It's very difficult to explain. Something is there, interpenetrating everything, but it is detached. It does not get stuck anywhere. Could you feel? If I take this table, now this position, this space is occupied by the table. No? If I take it, put it there, what will happen to the space? Space is already there. It will catch that space. This can go, but space cannot go anywhere. You cannot destroy the space, so you cannot destroy the Parameshwara, the Supreme Self, who is of the nature of Satya Ananda Chidakasa Sarupa Parameshwara. That Parameshwara, Supreme Self, of the nature of existence, consciousness and bliss, it is widespread like the space, exists inseparably with everything and in all objects, like the clay inseparable in the clay pot. Without seeing the clay, no one ever sees the picture and the like. This is our mistake. We see the clay pot. Many of us don't recognize clay. We see the table, but it is Satchidananda. But I see it as table. This is the only Maya, play of Maya, which are the products of the clay. Before the creation of the pot, at the time of its existence and after its destruction, at all times, the clay remains alone. No? Always remains. The space always remains. Before the table was created, or before this podium was created, now when it is continuing, if someone wants to change this podium someday, space will remain same. You cannot touch that by any means. The name pitcher and its round form shape are both superimposed on the clay. They are false. Only the clay is real. In a similar manner, the existence, consciousness, bliss of Brahman permeates in every place. That alone is real. The varied illusory names and forms which are superimposed upon it are unreal. So, what else to say? This is the Maya's play. We say we see God every moment. We are seeing nothing but God. We are seeing nothing but Atman. I am touching Atman. I am seeing Atman. Whatever I am seeing, only name and form. But space is there. Like Atman is there. Satchidananda is there. We are so much veiled in ignorance we don't see. Ramakrishna saw Mother everywhere. The devotees see Krishna everywhere. Christ everywhere. That is not the man Christ, not the man Krishna. They may see, that's a saguna. But in every experience we are experiencing Atman. Because it has interpenetrated everywhere, that is the only reality. Other things, names and forms are changing in that infinite ocean of consciousness. So that's why to meditate on that idea, that I am that Parameshwara, I am that divine self, Satchidananda. And everything is happening in my body, is growing, it is lessening, it is having disease, it is free from disease, it is becoming old, it is young. All these are happening. But nothing happens to myself upon which this play is going on. Just imagine, just focus your mind for a few moments on this thought, then you see what the scripture is saying is so real and so perfect. I have some time, another time. Okay, another verse, then 12th verse. Aparo abaro vistara sangbit solila valganai. Acha, let me break. Apara baro vistara apara baro vistara sangbit solila valganai sambit solila valganai chidekar navoyiko ayam chidekar navoyiko ayam sayam atma bijrimbhate sayam atma bijrimbhate. What does it say? Apara baro vistara. Para means the shore. Apara, no shore. Just you think that you are standing in the middle of the Pacific Ocean and you want to see the shore. Similarly, think that the infinite ocean of consciousness. Where is the shore? You want to go to the east? Go as much as you can go. Your wings will be tired, but you will not find the shore because it is infinite. Aparo varo vistar. It is expanded like that. This sambit, this consciousness. It is solila valganai. It's like the water. Waves of the water. You can see these going on all sides. As the apara means shoreless, avara unobstructed, vistara means the vast, sambit the consciousness, awareness, like the ocean. Solila valganai with the water. It sometimes water is wavy, or it is not, but it is endless. Go wherever you can go. Chit eko arnava. There. Chit means the consciousness. That is only eka, only chit eka arnava. Arnava means the ocean. And that ocean of consciousness is there. Ekoyam shayamatma. And you see There who is there? Only one reality is manifested. That is you. There is nothing but you. In the infinite ocean of consciousness, there is nothing but you. So the translation says, as the calm ocean alone is perceived while observing the restless water of the ocean. No? This is a very important point. We look at the world all changing. But what change you are seeing? It is nothing but Brahman. Like you go on the beach and watch the waves of the ocean. Are you not watching the ocean only? One wave like that, another wave like that, another classic, another big, another small. Is it not the ocean you are seeing? You are giving name. You are giving one person fighting with another person, one person loving another person, one person is attached to one, another person hates the other person. Huh? All this play is going on in the name and form of the wave. One wave, another wave, another wave. Infinite number of waves. Just imagine, I am an wave, you are an wave, every one of us one wave. And we are interacting with this, all our emotions. But what is this composed of? There is nothing but ocean. So think in this way, that as the calm ocean alone, it is the calm, serene ocean, only ocean. You have added only few names and forms in it, jumping of the names and forms, that each wave, each form is nothing but ocean. So perceived while observing the restless water of the ocean. Likewise, in the agitation of the expanded and widespread soulless water of knowledge, here is Satchidananda, ocean, Brahman ocean. The one non-dual self of the ocean of consciousness shines in its own self. There is only one thing shining. It is nothing but one. My God, how to think about that? You will find nothing new. Vedanta is always hitting only one point. It is so simple, but so difficult to perceive. I am seeing Brahman. I am saying that I am seeing XYZ. But you are seeing, you are giving the name Amphan, you are giving the name of what you call, different names already, storms, big storms, tsunami, this, that. But you are seeing nothing but ocean from the biggest perspective. That's why you interacting from early morning till now, you have interacted with nobody but God. I have also not. Swamiji said, I have not seen anything but God. Swamiji in his one lecture says. You have also seen nothing but God from morning till now. You are interpreting it as XYZ and bringing your mental emotions, love, hate, joy, pleasure, pain. But you are interacting with only one, and that is the only self, nothing else but the self. The ocean water is like the wave of creation, the note says. Giving a quotation from another scripture, it says on the page 318 bottom, the expansion of imaginary names and forms on Brahman, which is of the nature of existence, consciousness as bliss, is like the foam, it is like a foam, and so forth in the ocean. This is called creation. So creation is nothing but a mystery. We are seeing day and night, that says Satchidananda, and we are only thinking, where is God? When shall I see Him? How shall I interact with Him? When shall I feel I am one with Him? Are you are this. That's why Upanishad says, you are touching God. They say, in the Brihadaranyaka and Chandogya Upanishad, they say, when you are walking, the sun's rays touch you, God is touching you. Cool breeze touching you, it is God is touching you. In a dualistic language, all interaction, every feeling, emotion is possible because of that consciousness. And it's a play of consciousness going on. Undivided appears to be divided. One appears to be many. Formless appears to be with form. Okay, let us meditate on this ocean idea. Is the very favorite idea of the sages. You can find in the Ashtavakra Samhita book, Yoga and all non-dual Vedanta books. Ocean is the example of infinity. And ocean, if you study very well, deeply, you find that only one ocean appearing in so many ripple, wave, foam, and bubble, all these names. But it is only water. It is only the one thing, appearing many. It may be calm, it is rippled. Both are same. When it is up, rippled, and when it is not, it matters little. So that is the thing to be understood. That I am interacting from morning till now, I am interacting with Satchidananda only. But when I think I love you, then I am caught. You are not seeing Satchidananda. You are seeing one wave only. One wave says, I love you, another wave. Okay. One says, I hate you. Yes, then you live in the duality and cry and weep. But if you say, I love Satchidananda, here and there, everything is Satchidananda. That's the eye of wisdom. Okay, now I see there are some questions or something. Let me see. Is this different book? Why it will be different book? It is the same book which is called Nectar of Supreme Bliss, and we have read the pages. I have mentioned 2-3 times. We have read today the pages from 317, 18, 16, 17, 18. No, 15 to 18 I have read. Okay? Check your book, you will find it there. 317, note 4. Yes, good. I do not know. The book should not have page 371. Check it. It is maybe. Anyhow, 71. No, we need 317. Anyhow, please tell us the book details which Swami is reading. Then we can buy the same. Oh no, we have already said. I said this is Nectar of Supreme Knowledge. This is the book we are reading so many days. I thought that you are familiar with it. Yeah, it can be found in our Amazon, or it can be found in India. It can be found our Vedanta bookstore anywhere. What is that? If God resides in the, how can He do so much destruction? Yeah, when we see it is the question is, if God resides in the terrorist, how can he do so much destruction? That's true, but it is not God. When you see God, no destruction is no destruction. But we are not in that level. In our level, yes, it is a terrorist, he should be taken care of with a gun and to fight and to kill. So those are police action, military action is necessary. But we are to see God. Terrorist is not God, but in the terrorist, inside, as consciousness, God is there. But this consciousness is misdirected. It goes in wrong direction. And that's why it creates trouble for others. It is only mind of the terrorist. Everyone's mind. A holy person and a terrorist has no difference. Holy person is having the holiness in his mind. Mind is transparent. And terrorists or negative people, they have their thick cloud of darkness. So the light does not shine through. Rather, it gives us a feeling of negativity. So we will have to be careful about, Ramakrishna said, the tiger, this is the man, the story you remember, Guru taught that God is in everywhere. So the disciple was going and thinking Narayana everywhere, God everywhere. But suddenly a mad elephant was coming, and the driver was saying, mad elephant coming, make your way out. Get out of your way. But he's a good devotee. He said, no, why? The elephant is also God. So why shall get out of it way? And he remained there. And the mad elephant came and took in the trunk and threw away somewhere. His arms are broken and this and that. And he has become senseless, and then he was taken back to the monastery. And when it was he brought to senses, they said, why did you not listen to the Mahut, the driver, saying that is mad elephant? Why didn't you get out? But no, how shall I go? God is in the elephant. See, misunderstanding of the truth. If you take one, then you have to see God in the driver also. Who is driving the elephant, you should listen to him also. So, God in everywhere. You are seeing God is in all the elephant. But you are not seeing God is also protecting you, saying, hey, get out. God is in the tiger, that's why we should not go and hug the tiger. But we should say, oh God, stay within the bar. Let me salute you from outside. No? So we have to see God in everyone. Does not mean that everyone is aware of his God character, as we are. How many moments in our life we are aware that I am divine, I am pure? No, it is not. Okay, so it is done. If anything more, quick. Just give me, I'll you just open it, and if it goes away, what to do? Press it again. Oh, why does Brahman not remain within itself? Why manifest as this world? Is it impossible for Brahman not to manifest itself? This question Brahman can respond. But as much as we know, it is manifest, it is a play. That's why you call it a Maya. By play, it's fun. Now, in this example is that people can stay back home and relax. But why they want to go for what you call skiing? Not it is now, everything is stopped now. Skiing, cross country skiing and this and that, and inadvertently fell down and broke the arm and then go to hospital. So what is the need? For fun. Why in here it was the days have changed because of the COVID situation now, but you look at that, everyone goes to some driving some 300 mile away to staying one night in some hotel. Why are you spending money? Why are you driving so much? You have worked whole week. The weekend, just lie down, sleep, eat, see, watch your television, relax. Why you go? It's for fun. So it is said God out of fun created this universe. There is no reason and rhyme why he has created. It is for fun. That is the answer given by the scriptures. Is Parabrahman larger than Brahman? I think Parabrahman as emptiness, form, and Brahman as the changeless Father God. No, according to Vedanta, Parabrahman and Brahman are the same. Parabrahman is said to just to keep an idea that it is the absolute Brahman that is being expressed. So para means here supreme or highest or absolute. In that sense. It is not that, and that Parabrahma, as you have said, it can be said it is emptiness and non-emptiness, that truth. And changeless, this Father God, these ideas, that is Saguna Brahma. That is not Parabrahma. Saguna Brahma means when it comes down with name and form to redeem the world. That is the God who creates sustenance. Brahman and Atman is no difference. There is a question. What is the difference between Brahman and Atman? Brahman and Atman, there is no difference. Atman, when I look at this way, who is in me, and dive deep and find that there should be the one consciousness. And when I look outside, what is this? Behind all this name and form, what is the truth? and go back, the same consciousness. So same, when it is cosmic level, it is called Brahman. Individual level, we call self. But at the point of experience, you forget that you are a person. So here Atman and Brahman merge together. That's why Aham Brahma Asmi. I am Brahman. Here I is the individual self, is Brahman, the absolute. So these two distinction merges when knowledge dawns in one's heart. So Brahman and Atman are one at the experiential level, but because we are talking, we ignorant people talking about this truth, therefore we say that we are in ignorance. I am the Atman, he is Brahman. That's why Aham Brahmasmi, I am that. It is to be analyzed day and night. Who am I? As you know, all the time we talk about, I am not this body. Who am I? I am not the energy which is in my prana. Oh, I am not the mind. Then who are you? I am not the intellect. I am not the ego. I am beyond all this. So what remains? Consciousness remains. What is this? This means here God, as the question came, Father, God, in the heaven. Who is God? God, He created this universe. That means His creative power. Take out that creative power. There is some consciousness behind it. So it is a cosmic, subtle, cosmic gross. Give up the gross aspect, give up the subtle aspect, go deeper, 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 and then God, the Creator, go beyond that. That is also infinite consciousness. So infinite consciousness and this consciousness is one. That's why I call Aham Brahma Osmi. Osmi is the third part, are one. Brahman is separate from me now in this ignorance. As we move towards the self-analysis, then it leads to this consciousness in here and the consciousness there are one. That is the unity comes. Okay? Shankar, I think, it was said that Brahman is Maya. Brahman is Maya the manifest. It is the Maya through which Brahman acts. And Maya, in Vedanta, Maya, it says it is not there, but it appears. But in the school of thought, in the Tantra, it says Maya, Brahman's power. Power of Brahman is called Maya. Like a person, you are a singer, musician, suppose you are a musician, but you are sitting now without singing anything. You are not singing anything, but you are here. You are here, but your singing is not manifested. Similarly, Brahman remains in his absolute state. There is no creation. When he wants to manifest, his power expresses, and that manifestation comes. And that comes through the Shakti of the Maya. Maya Shakti, power of Maya. Okay, thank you all for these questions, and thank you for being here. Mother bless us all. So I will end with a chant, but before that, tomorrow will be our gospel class at 7:30 p.m. And as then 10:30, there will be Katha Upanishad. Katha Upanishad by Swami Satyamayananda tomorrow at 10:30 a.m. in this channel, in this YouTube. And in the same YouTube channel, you will find in the 7:30 Gospel of Ramakrishna tomorrow. Thank you all. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Harihi Om Tat Sat. Sri Ramakrishna Arpanam Astu.